Hello, Internet. Welcome to my live reaction for Fire Brigade of Flames, Chapter 161. When we last left off, Shinra and Giovanni were continuing their little face-off that started in 159, and Giovanni revealed some genetic modifications that have happened to him, and gave some exposition about insects being from Adora. So that's a thing. But then Arthur showed up, and now Shinra and Arthur are about to tag team Giovanni. Before we get to that, though, just a reminder, I have my Spring 2019 anime review straw poll in the description down below. Fill that out, let me know what you want to see in your review next season, and come back to the video. Alright, jumping right on in to 161, Quarrel Battle. Our cover picture is Punkish Hero and Foolish Knight burning in silence. We see Shinra and Arthur. So we have another picture, our third page here is the same key visual from the last chapter, except we also have the main character art, pasted onto it. Anyway, we open with Hinawa and Maki's brother fighting the guy that couldn't get shot by Hinawa a couple chapters ago. Takagi and Hinawa face off against the White Hood's Iron. That's his name. He seems to be really big right now. I don't remember if he grew or anything. Anyway, he's charging down at Takagi and Hinawa. Hinawa holds back Takagi. This is dangerous. Please get back. And Iron smashes the ground right where Hinawa was, but he barely jumps away. And Takagi steps in front of Hinawa now. You're the one who needs to get back. And hold on, was Takagi always a flame human? Has he always had those powers? Because I got the impression when we met him, he was not a flame human at all. But he seems to be a second gen. But I thought Hino was also a second gen, so I don't know. Anyway, Takagi is creating a barrier around him and Hinawa, or deflecting the flames around them. And Hinawa aims his pistol and shoots at Iron again. Martensite? Martensite is a hard and very brittle solid solution of carbon and iron that is the main constituent of hardened steel. Thanks, Google. I think that's iron using that ability then. The ability is called Martensite. He blocked it again? Is that really what happened? Or is your aim just that bad? Takagi. Or maybe your eyesight is just bad. After all, you couldn't even see how unqualified Maki was for the job you recruited her for. And that gets Hinawa's attention. Because Takagi is still just being a fucking ass. Anyway. Anyway, back to Iron. He's just kind of there's just this steam rising from Iron's body. That's a lot of steam. So inside that Iron suit is a third-gen pyrokinetic. Not going to work. What does that mean? My body is steel itself. I'm too strong for you. I don't know what that not going to work line means. Also, has Flame Human been retranslated to pyrokinetic now? Is that what we're calling it? I don't know. There's going through all kinds of translation changes nowadays. Anyway. Martensite! And he zooms over at Takagi and Hinawa, ready for a punch, and punches through the pillar right behind them. Hinawa and Takagi barely duck out of the way. You've got to be kidding me! What kind of body can demolish an entire pillar? And Iron readies another punch. Hinawa barely jumps out of the way. Body impervious to bullets. Strong enough to knock down pillars. How is he making his body so strong? And through the smoke, Iron responds. Did you not study basic science? This is the process of hardening metals. First, you need to heat it to a high temperature, then immediately cool it to make it harder. That changes the structure of the metal to become Martensite. So is that what he's doing to his body, or is he wearing armor or something? My pyrokinetic abilities allow me to heat up and cool down as much as I want. I can harden my body all I want. But it's not just hardened. My body is ripped! And we see it's kind of it's not quite chibi Iron, but it's kind of in that vein. So yeah, he's doing it to his entire body, which I don't know if that's healthy, but maybe because he's a flame human he can do that. Anyway. And Takagi just stares blankly. Oi, Lieutenant! Did Maki fight this kind of weirdo as well? Fighting against others is part of basic military training. Fighting against others? That thing isn't even human! As long as it has arms and legs, it doesn't really matter. Lieutenant! I've been the lieutenant for a long time. Iron just does not care about the little quarrel. Oh! And he sets out some, like, flamethrowers them. Hard flames! And Takigi deflects it again. I'll set aside the conversation about Maki for later. Right now we should focus on stopping what's in front of us. Well, that's what I want to say. But damn it, I can't when I have so many questions. Let's focus on us not dying first, please. You don't understand Maki as well. She's sweet and gentle, and you got her into this mess. Takigi, again, you are not the one who understands Maki. Focus. I'm just saying, firefighters are supposed to save people. All the 8th does is rush into insane fights all the time. And Hinoa flinches at that. The flames let up. Takigi, like, blasts the last of them away. You guys are barbarians. Don't mess with the Oze family. The 8th's focus is not on fighting all the time. That may be mine, but I can assure you it's far from the 8th's goal. That's a new thing about Hinoa. I don't know if we knew that he was obsessed with fighting. We knew he got into fights a lot, because that's what he's doing with the 8th, because that's what they're up to. They're fighting the White Hoods. But I don't know if that's something we knew about Hinoa himself. Anyway, you're all savages who always resort to violence. Meanwhile, back with Iron, who still just does not care about their little fights. He's doing something, getting some weird pose. Look out, get back! And Hinoa, like, brushes Takigi behind him. And he does something... Oh, okay, yeah, I'm done. He rushes at them, and then he slices another pillar. But Takigi and Hinoa barely dodge it. I was right to have Maki transferred. I'll never let her go back to a hell like this. And Hinoa finally speaks up for Maki. Maki isn't as delicate as you think. Not anymore. She's been stuck in the world with you animals. And Hinoa starts shooting at Iron again, but doesn't do anything. Very hard flames. Iron is killing it with these attack names. I love them. But Takigi again deflects all the flames aside. And now, Takigi jumps back behind the pillar where Hinoa was, like, crouched. Haven't you noticed shooting him isn't working? I need to shoot his weakness before he realized what I was doing. Really hard, fiery iron fist! Iron now, like, right in front of them with another punch. God, you're annoying. We're in the middle of a conversation about my sister, so shut up! And we see... he's coming in for another punch. And then the gun does something? Maybe it's, like, it clicks. And Iron notices it. You're yammering more than our opponent is, Lieutenant Oze. And Hinoa just starts shooting again. Now, all the bullets are laced with flames. And now they start doing damage. And they aim right for, like, his elbow and his shoulder, we see. It's no use hardening your body when you haven't hardened your joints. Oh, that's what he was doing. But I was so strong. That's right. That's why I could never become a bodyguard. If I leave Maki, and then Hinoa and Takigi just completely go back to their fight immediately, now that Iron's down. If I leave Maki with the 8th any longer, she'll turn out like you. Like I said, don't mess with the Oze family. It's about time you focused. Iron, the so-called tough guy, has been defeated. They may not get along, but they're an effective duo. The lieutenant and older brother are in a contest of wills, and now no one is in their way. To be continued in Chapter 162, The One Taking Responsibility. So this chapter was entirely focused on the Iron fight, as you all could see. We didn't see anything from Arthur, Shinra, and Giovanni. And really, I'm glad Hinoa finally is, like, stepping up for Maki, given that he has really not been doing that in a way I would have liked him to throughout the early part of the arc, but finally just says that Maki isn't as delicate as you think. That's really all he says on the subject, actually. And yeah, Hinoa is a second gen, right? So, I can't remember if Hinoa is a second or third gen. I know he uses flames on bullets to, like, power them up. I remember that much from his assault fight. I can't remember if they're, like, the flames that kick off when the gun fires, or if he, like, creates his own flames on them, though. Anyone remembers, feel free to correct me. or to clarify. But yeah, that is what he does. I'm assuming he was just shooting all that for the first bit to, like, either make Iron complacent or to test out to see if, like, there was a part of his body that would work besides the joints, or just to get Iron so close so that he could do that. I don't know, but it worked out in the end, and it was a believable workout. This fight definitely was not as good as, like, the Orochi fight, which is fucking incredible, from a few chapters ago. But it was a serviceable fight. Of course, it definitely feels like just, like, the background noise to the more plot stuff with Takegi and Hinoa that might be happening next chapter. The one taking responsibility could be, like, Takegi thinks that Hinoa was taking responsibility for Maki, but, like, Maki taking responsibility for herself. That's my theory on the next chapter title. I don't know. I've not read it, of course. But yeah, this was a good enough fight. It was, again, not the best after the, like, insanity and incredible, like, awesomeness of the Juggernaut and Orochi fights. But yeah, it was a good enough fight. And I'm excited to see where these two go from here. So I'm going to leave this video off here. Hope you all enjoyed the chapter and the video itself. If you did, feel free to drop me a like or subscribe or do whatever the fuck you want. Build that straw poll down below, too, by the way. And, you know, as always, people, keep kicking ass, and I'll see you in the future. Bye!